Hello world. Hello, hello, hello world. All right, so everybody should know by now if you're watching this, I'm a quadriplegic, 32, well, going on 33. Goodbye, 2019. I'll be 33 next year in 2020. I'm a quad that got into a car accident that just talks about stuff and life, and today I want to get serious. So let me pause my other camera that helps me navigate through the computer so I can get better acquainted with you guys. So every 5 minute intervals, I'll have to look away from the camera and stuff like that to entertain the technology that I independently um, navigate with. It's called Camera Mouse if anybody wants to know about it. All right, so hold on 1 second. All right, if you heard that, that was the camera pausing. It paused for like 5 minutes so I can talk to the world, the beautiful people of the human society. Oh, I woke up on a good note. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy 2019 Thanksgiving, you guys. Um, I wish I could do more videos. Unfortunately, that's not something that I'm capable of doing at this time. Probably because of health issues and not getting enough support lately. But it is what it is. Life is like up and down all the time. So you don't always get everything that you want right away. But I woke up on a really awesome note today and I spoke with one of my cousins. We were on the phone, Tanya. Shout out to my girl Tanya and GA. And we just got really in deep. And since last night, I've been feeling the urge to talk. And I haven't been spilling my guts like I usually do lately. Probably because people haven't really, it's really hard to get into really stimulating conversations with people, especially because one, I live in a nursing home, people's working, the people that I meet lately are either working, life is just really busy. And being that I'm just laying here and I'm completely paralyzed from the shoulders down, it's not easy to jump into a great conversation with somebody without warming up or whatever. Anyways, and then a lot of people really are zombie-ish. They're going through their zombie lives, doing the same boring things every day. So it's causing them to be like robots, literally almost. I mean, not everybody's looking for the truth, anyways, because they're content. No, I don't want to say content because we're humans are not ever satisfied, but they're stagnant. They don't care if they grow, they don't care if they die, whatever. They're just doing life just to do life. And at one point, I was willing to do that myself. Like, I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what's going on in the world. Oh, I'm just gonna, whatever. I still take one day at a time, but I still try to find, excuse me, I just ate some lunch. Thanksgiving lunch, mac and cheese, collard greens, and turkey or whatever. 12 o'clock at the nursing home that I live at in St. Pete. Hopefully, going home soon. Anyways, yeah, I take one day at a time, but I try to find the enjoyment out of everything. And that's basically what this video is supposed to be about. The force. Let the force be with you. Um, when I was talking to my cousin earlier, it was so weird how like everything that we were talking about clicked. One click after another, like we were just tuning into our each other's vibrations, like they talk about these days, the frequencies and stuff like that. And she's super educated. She's a teacher actually, so it was really good to rub shoulders with somebody who's constantly educating themselves and researching and trying to get themselves outside the box. And I guess ultimately what they call woke, being aware, being alert, just learning to just grasp whatever it is around you that we don't understand and trying to not only try to make understanding of it, but using it to your benefit. Like, what's the point of getting all this knowledge if you don't share it, or if you don't try to voice yourself. We're trying to make sense of the unsensible. Ultimately, I believe a lot of the things in the Bible where it says, especially in Ecclesiastics where it says life is meaningless. Rich people, still have problems, and poor people, all the wonderful things that it says in Ecclesiastics. I would definitely read that. It's confusing, but after a while, it's like, oh, it makes sense. Certain things in the Bible, it doesn't make sense until you're actually going through something and it just clicks for you. That's how certain messages are. They just click when it's time. Now everything is just going to pop out and make sense. And we were just going through so many different topics back to back, and she was giving me so much great feedback. I get that with a lot of my family members. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest person in the world. Lord knows I love learning and getting new things. But when you meet or when you get to talk to people that understand the concept of growing and learning and taking, my camera just started on, so mind my head moderations and my eye gaggets. I'm not really good at camera stuff, but hopefully you understand where I'm going with the force. There's something about humans, black people in general too, for me being a black person, Caribbean at that, because I'm Haitian background, there's something about our particular race right now that is exploding in our society, in our culture, in America especially. I don't want to call it woke or an awareness. It's just, it feels like something is going on bigger than us. And I'm not only just talking about God, I'm talking about education. One of the biggest things that we spoke about on the phone today with when I was talking to my cousin is knowledge. One of the things I mentioned to her that I've read in the Bible is my people suffer because of lack of knowledge. And this the things that we're just now coming into is appalling. Like a lot of education is right there, but we've ignored it because of what we're being fed by the television and by society. And so it causes us to be blinded by our own suffering. And we forget that the human race only thrives based on community, based on our togetherness. I mean, we're not always going to be on the same page because it's not meant to be like that. Because ultimately, the Tower of Babel, when we all did try to reach out to God and be one unit, he kind of broke that shit up and was like, no, that's not the purpose of the human race. Ultimately, I truly, personally don't know what our purpose, our ultimate purpose is, other than learning different sides of God, the different faces of God, and the different, like, questions that even when we were with the God, we couldn't answer unless He showed us in different ways. I guess through experience. Because I'm sure, like, how would the angels know about God's wrath or God's other different sides of Himself, resentment, and all the other stuff that we've learned as humans if He didn't have a trial? And this is just me talking off the top of my head and based on some of the things that I've learned over the years. Being that I grew up Christian and lately I've been dabbling in history and learning about different other cultures and different religions and stuff like that, it's been hard not to deflect from some of the things that I've learned because of fear. Fear has grasped the human society forever when you don't, the unknown, like not knowing something. We have such an urge, such a thirst to know everything. And the two common things that I think is killing society spiritually is not knowing and comparison, like comparing good and evil. I think the battle between good and evil within ourselves and within the society that we live in, the world that we live in, is what causes us not to be able to see the beautifulness of the world, of life in general. Granted, I've been through so many different things. God has allowed me to experience them and be able to thrive emotionally, spiritually, in all different levels without crumbling completely, because I'd probably be dead with depression or some type of physical ailment from being so sad. He's been able to open my eyes to look past myself. And I don't think that's a gift that everybody has. I've been able to see certain things and do certain things with the spiritual the faith that God has given me, and it's been awesome. So it's, I guess it's a force to be reckoned with, right? It's amazing. And sometimes when I tap into that joy, that deepness of knowing that, wow, I didn't put myself here. It's a journey. It's hard, but it's not just hard for me, because people may not be battling physical ailments like I am right now, but they battle their mind. They're physically paralyzed. I mean, they're mentally paralyzed, or spiritually paralyzed, or emotionally paralyzed. And it hinders them from the true growth that we ultimately want within our souls, looking for that thing that we want to be fulfilled with. And ultimately, because we are fallen from grace, basically, that's something, because we grew away from God like a tree, the leaves will wither and die. The further away they grow apart from the roots of that tree. So it was an awesome experience to talk with my cousin and get some stuff off my chest I didn't even know was brewing. And the fact that I'm able to get it off my chest right now as we speak, because we're already 12 minutes in, is awesome. I love when I'm able to get really crucial concepts out in the open, because that's what it is about sharing. This year is almost over, and it's been a roller coaster. I don't know if you watched my last video. I talked about, moving and some of the struggles that I had with a girlfriend of mine and being away from my son and stuff like that. It was a crazy update. I mean, I tried to be as chipper as possible, just like I am now. But I actually feel good when I make these videos. I choose to only make a video when I feel at ease with my life, with my soul, with my being, with my existence. Because there's days where I just will drill holes into my psyche with some of the negative things that I like constantly will go round and round in my head. And I don't want to share that. I choose not to share my sadness too much with people because I don't want it to be, I kind of want to believe that our emotions and our words are contagious. And you got to watch what you say, because in the Bible it says the word was with God and the word was God. So based off the things that you do, you have to make life with it. And you don't want to share the things that are not serving you positively. And even though you may not believe everything that I believe or whatever, we are we all are we all are connected. There is not a person on earth, no matter how evil they can be or what the evil things that they've done, if they're exposed to certain things, if their perspective is exposed to certain experiences, they're not going to wither some kind of way. If not physically, mentally, emotionally, they are going to feel something. And even though we are a being ran by our emotions and our desires and our pleasures and our mindsets and stuff like that, I want to believe that the ascension process, which I call acknowledgement of Jesus, well, Jesus, I believe in Jesus. And the Bible is like a big old puzzle that we're constantly connecting the dots to. Based on fear, a lot of us are not letting in the truth, the real truth, which, like Jesus said, the kingdom is within. And if we don't need a piece of paper or any other outside entities other than yourself for God, for Him to reveal Himself to you. If you really want to hear from God, I strongly believe being quiet and letting Him do His thing, because He will eventually show you exactly what it is your spirit needs to hear. And since we're all individuals and we all have a sense of distinction, we all need to be aware that the voice that's in your head is not the same voice that's in my head. When I'm quiet enough and I get that aha moment, that light bulb moment, my light bulb is not your light bulb. But where does the light bulb come from? Where does some of those ideas come from? Where does those dreams come from? Where does those thoughts come from? They I don't want to think that they originate from ourselves, because if we could possibly create and do all the things that the law of attraction say, why is the world the way it is? And the questions will go on and on and on. You can debunk the Bible, you can debunk all these new age philosophies and stuff like that, but the moment that you look within yourself, you slow down your thoughts, you slow down your thinking, you slow down, you try to calm yourself down to be in tune with who we really are, God, the source, whatever you want to call what is bigger than us as a unit, will reveal him or her or whatever it is that we are as humans. So, if that makes sense, I'm saying it as honestly and as purposefully as possible, because whoever's listening to this, whoever's watching this, it's going to sit with you well and it'll make sense to you, because I feel like I'm making sense. Anyways, if you know what this thing is, this is my call light. It helps me. I just blow on it and I call people. I live in a nursing home, so being that I can't use my hands and stuff, sometimes since it's right there, it helps me scratch my face and stuff. So don't mind, it's not some microphone or a snake or anything coming out from the Wahoo. Woo! Boy, sometimes when I get to talking, I can talk forever. Because earlier I was talking to my cousin. I swear I didn't even give her a breath to talk. So I'm excited I was able to get some stuff off, because lately I really have been sad. I haven't been able to get anything off my chest. Really haven't been thinking, trying not to think about nothing. Because I feel like the things that I really want in life are not happening. So I try not to frustrate myself, because they react on my body so quickly. Let me pause this camera real quick. So we're almost 18 minutes in. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I love when I'm able to express myself like this, because lately I've just been staying to myself and just quieting my mind, quieting my soul, trying to receive information from everything that I've learned, everything that I've experienced, and trying to project it out into the world as something positive, instead of using it as a weapon, or using it as negativity, or being miserable about possibly the things that I could never really control. Because the moment that I got paralyzed, it was really hard to not blame myself for certain things, or maybe I did this, maybe I did that. And there was a point where I even thought, maybe because I thought this, no, I didn't think myself to life. So I can't really too much give law of attraction or the law of bringing things to life with the power of your tongue too much acknowledgement, because as a child growing up, not knowing these concepts, what caused bad things to happen to me as a child, being innocent. So um, I accept them for what they are, because, like I said, we didn't put ourselves here. So there's only so much that you can do in the space and time and whatever that we have here. And I enjoy it for the to the fullest. I look outside in the world, and instead of choosing to find the bad things, the moment that I find something enjoyable or pleasurable or happy or anything great, I suck it in. And my mantra, like something that I repeat to myself every day, is love. I said love, 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 love. I want love. And I've been getting a lot of love lately. Random people are just sharing their stories with me without them even noticing. giving parts of themselves to me that I'm sure they probably never shared with people, because the moment that it comes out of their mouth, they're like, whoa, did I just share that? And I respond to them accordingly, and they're so happy that they got that weight lifted. And it makes me feel good too, because not only has God allowed me to be able to experience certain things enough to be able to be so diverse to relate to so many different people, it's exciting that I'm able to get it out my mouth in a way that people understand and it makes them feel good. So ultimately, in the future, I want to, God willing, because I make my own plans and a lot of that stuff doesn't happen, but um, I learned to be a motivator more publicly and more on a bigger scale. That's the reason why I put myself on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube. Um, there's a lot of things I put out in there that I want. I mean, they don't necessarily happen, but I'm still ambitious, which is great, because sometimes when you lose that drive, when you lose the care to live, it will literally take a toll on your body physically. And I noticed it right away. As soon as I was paralyzed in the beginning, I would, if I got mad at somebody, or if I was having a negative thought, my blood pressure would go up, or I'd have a heart attack, or something really crazy physically would happen to me right away. Like, I used to tell my mom says, you Sandy, you have a bad luck. Like, your karma is like right away. Like, everything comes right back to you really quick, girl. You better start sowing some really good stuff, because don't think anything bad, you might just pass. And so I'm just learning to just, even though it feels like I'm controlling it, I don't feel like I control everything, because sometimes I may feel like I'm in a Truman Show type of thing, but I'm not. Other people's experiences, I know I'm creative, but I'm not that creative. And the world is so big out there. I'm looking through this little small peephole. For me to take credit for any of the things that's going on in the world would be just asinine. However, being a part of it is awesome though. Sometimes when I tweak my perspective and I learn to just enjoy things for what they are, it's a beautiful place to be. And I love it. I think that's all, folks. I want to talk more, but I don't want to go so deep that I forget the subject. The force is real, God is real, Jesus is awesome. So choose to open yourself to the world that it is now. Things may not make sense to you right now, and could be very difficult for you. But not only can it be worse, but you could not be a part of it. So try to find the things that make you laugh and make you want to keep breathing, because if you woke up this morning, that means you still have something to do here. Because if you wasn't supposed to be here, I don't think you would. So look for the good things in your life and try to be as thankful as possible. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Goodbye, 2019. I love you guys. Thank you for watching again. And I probably didn't say this at the beginning, but it's Sandy Ruby Mello. Love you too. Give me some ratings. Say thank you. Not thank you. Thumbs up. And, and subscribe to my page. All right, you guys. Later. I don't know where I'm going. All right. Goodbye, everybody.